The following is a presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Broadcasting from the campus of Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia, the Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show is on the air. Your chance to hear from Liberty Head Women's Basketball Coach Alexis Sherard comes your way on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. The Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show is presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking with Freedom First today. The Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show is also brought to you by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's Bo time. Carter Bank, life lived full. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices, nobody. Rogers Heating and Cooling, servicing Greater Lynchburg's HVAC and electrical needs. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. And by the United States Space Force. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Mills for three. Yes! Avery Mills from 3rd Street. Liberty leads 57-51.
Now let's talk Liberty Flames women's basketball. Here's your host, the voice of the Lady Flames, Jamie Hall.
Welcome into a special edition of this week's Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show. And you ask, why is it special? Well, if you're watching on YouTube, you've already figured it out because of the backdrop. If you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, maybe you could just hear the ocean then. I'm not sure. We'll have to play with that and post-edit a little bit, Coach, see if they can hear the waves crashing behind us. But we're in Maui, in the state of Hawaii. The Lady Flames are going to be playing in invitational tournament against Hawaii, which actually is not the host school. It's confusing. I'm sure if somebody just sees, the team's playing in Hawaii, and they're playing Hawaii. That must be they're playing on their island, but it's not. They actually had to fly here just like we had to fly here. Their flight was a little bit shorter than our flight was, but they still had to fly here. And it's a classic in that you know who you're going to play. It's not winners and losers playing. So Liberty will play Hawaii, and then they're going to play Oregon State in the second game. Technically here on the island, that's Friday and Saturday night. If you're in Lynchburg, it's technically both on Saturday, 12:30 a.m. approximate start time for game one. And then the same day at 11 p.m., about 22 hours later, warm up and play again against Oregon State. So it's a pretty cool place to be having our women's basketball show as we bring in Coach Alexis Sherard. Coach, welcome in.
Thank you, Jamie. Thanks for having me.
It's not often that we get to sit on a balcony overlooking the Pacific Ocean and the waves crashing and people frolicking down on the beach. You might even be able to see a little bit of that in the background. There's some breakers and some waves. And is this your first time in Hawaii? You've been here before. You were here with the Virginia
yes.
men's basketball
Years
back
ago.
in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Maui Classic too. It's not the exact same tournament. On the men's side, that's a Thanksgiving week.
Correct.
Maui Invitational.
Invitational, correct.
And so, but still, a pretty cool experience. If I remember right, you and I were talking about this. When Virginia comes to the Maui Invitational, they always get stuck up against Chaminade. Yep. They're trying to recreate that magic from the early 80s when Chaminade upset the number one Cavaliers with Ralph Sampson. So you've been here before. How was that experience back in, what was it, 2001?
2001, yes. A great experience. It was actually the anniversary that Chaminade beat Virginia when we played them. So, there was a lot of hype. I remember the gym being packed. I mean, the Chaminade fans, they just packed out the whole building. But we played Chaminade. We were fortunate enough to beat them, and then we went on and beat Kentucky in our second game. So, but, similar to this now, just beautiful weather, just an unbelievable country, just gorgeous, the water, the weather, the atmosphere, just a great vibe here in Maui.
I think maybe folks that have never been or don't know a lot about it, they think of every place that's a beach, you think it's just all those beaches all the way around the island, but there's a lot of cliffs and rock formations, lava rock, black rock. We went yesterday to a beach on the other side of the island. It has the black and red sand. It's not completely black, but if you look closely, it's as much as the yellow and the red, and there's also that black lava rock in there too. So it's a different experience, a lot different than Myrtle Beach or Virginia Beach. No offense to those lovely locations, but it's just a little different.
Yeah, I mean when you come out to Maui, I mean you just anticipate and expect the beaches to be at another level. I mean when you think of this tropical area, but we, as you said, we spent some time there at the beach yesterday, and I think the ladies just really enjoyed it. The temperature was great, the water was amazing, and we just had a really great time.
Before we jump into what's ahead as far as on the basketball court, and maybe even a little bit of what's happening off of the basketball court, because you guys got to do a really cool community event yesterday here on the island. Let's take just a brief recap since we last talked. The game against Richmond didn't go the way that you would have wanted it to go. As we've said many times this year, you learn from wins and losses, but it seems like it's usually a little easier to learn from a loss because it gets your attention.
Sure. I mean, Richmond, they're a very good team. I mean, definitely you can see why they're preseason number one in the A-10. Aaron does a great job with his team. We obviously fell short there, but every game that we play, we're just, I always tell the team we're learning how to win. So after the Richmond game, we were able to break down some film, and I always say sometimes wins can camouflage your blemishes, and so can losses. But after that loss with Richmond, we were able to go back to the film. We were able to address some issues that we needed to address, work on some areas that we fell short in, and we had a good preparation week leading into this tournament here.
And I guess as the season goes along, there's more and more film. So even though the young ladies on your team, some of them have had great seasons in the past, but not necessarily in a starting role. When you think of Emmy Stout or Avery Mills, they were coming off the bench last year. So now there's no secrets. Everybody knows Avery Mills is having a great season. Emmy Stout is playing strong on the low block. They know that Efi, that they wouldn't have known from last year, is going to get all over the glass. So they know, Liz is going to get in your face, and Claudia is going to try to find her teammates and get some assists. So they know what makes this Liberty Flames team tick, and your team has to kind of evolve, I guess, once the other teams kind of know the playbook a little bit. How do you feel that your girls have come up to that challenge?
Well, I think they've done a tremendous job. As you said, I think every player on the team is in a new role this year. Probably minutes doubled, tripled from last season. Their responsibility level, being the top name on other team scout reports, that's just a completely different role. So to this point, I think they've adjusted very, very well, adjusted to, being top of the scout report, adjusting to the additional minutes being played this year, and, just being in the spotlight. But I think, if you were to talk to Avery and Emmy, I would say, I think they would say, they have great teammates, puts them in great position to be successful. And we have a lot of pieces. We're young, but I've been pleasantly surprised just where we are, just with regards to our growth to this point. And I think our team, as I said earlier, they have a great IQ. They're very hungry, and they're a sponge. I think they're very receptive, and they're still learning how to win, but they're moving. We're trending in the right direction.
As we jump back to Hawaii in this tournament that's coming up, or this classic that's coming up, as far as playing Hawaii and Oregon State, there's challenges on the court. We'll jump to those in a second. Your challenge off the court is to keep it in everyone's minds that there's business to be taken care of on this trip. You want to enjoy, though. You want to enjoy the time that you have, and I think I even heard you say something to that effect. Enjoy the times that we're supposed to enjoy, but lock in when we're supposed to be locked in on preparing for these games.
Yeah, I mean, even early on during the season, our team, with our youth, they like to have a very, very good time. So, I've been preaching we have to put things in compartments. When it's time to have fun, it's time to have fun. But it's time when it's to lock in on the hardwood, it's time to lock in. So I think during the whole out-of-conference season, we've been kind of just learning how to win, learning how to stay focused when needing focus, and have fun when you need to. So I think this has just been congruent with Maui. Just going into this week, we had a great week of preparation, and the ladies know, when it's time to have fun, at beach time, whether they're games, playing games with each other, but they've been very, very good just with regards to focusing when it's time to practice, lock in, scout reports, learning other teams' tendencies, their strengths, their weaknesses. They've been very, very good students to the game just with regards to preparation.
Kind of alluded to an event that you guys took place yesterday at one of the local charter schools, and the entire team got to get up on the stage. The coaches got up on the stage. Everybody got to interact with the students a little bit. A lot of energy in that room that day, and you guys gave away some T-shirts, and a lot of fun was had. But tell us a little bit about how that event came to be, and some of the highlights that you remember from it.
Well, the sponsors of the tournament, I think they were soliciting all the teams involved just to go to a local school, and the school that they selected for us was a local middle school, prep school, and we just wanted to go out there and talk about being a champion and the pros and cons of being a champion and things that you have to overcome as a student athlete, as a champion. So, our ladies did a great job. We always preach to our team, it's bigger than basketball. We always want to give back. There are a lot of Lady Flames over the years that paved the road for our current team. So, this is just an opportunity for our team to give back to the local community. And as you said, that those middle school students, they had a lot of energy. Our ladies did a great job just with regards to introducing themselves. They asked some questions. We were able to throw out some T-shirts and, get those kids engaged and, just giving them hope, bright spots. You can do whatever you want to do. Whatever you put your mind to do, you can do it. So I think it was a great example for those kids just to see, hey, these Division I players, they were once middle schools themselves, and they worked hard and disciplined, and they were able to achieve their goals. So hopefully we're able to touch a few of those kids' hearts and encourage them to be a champion.
I think the two superstars from yesterday was Katie Feenstra, Coach Matera, when she was telling them how tall she was. She said she was 6'7", and the crowd went crazy. Fortunately, I don't have a video of that. Sometimes at these events, you got a camera and you got a video camera, and you go, I'm going to take some photos right now. And that was the moment that I was taking the photo. So I got Katie kind of doing this, but I don't have the crowd's reaction. And they were hyped about that. And the other hero, or the other superstar, rock star, was Caroline Shirey, because she threw out, Caroline would be a rock star anyway, but
right.
She threw out some TikTok references that the kids knew exactly what she was talking about, and she had them hooked at that point. She was signing autographs. There were some kids that missed their next class period because they were just lingering around as long until the principal drug them out of there. They were wanting some autographs from the girls, but I think Caroline was definitely the ring leader in that, and she had a great message to them as well, because she's gone through so much off the court. Well, I guess it happened on the court, but her recovering from injuries, that it'd be very easy for her to have hung it up and said this is enough and moved on, but she's still an encourager, and she's always got a smile on her face.
Yeah, she's a great example of what a champion looks like. She obviously doesn't play with the team, not playing just due to the injury, and she suffered multiple injuries over the years, but just as far as giving back to the program, being selfless, being a great teammate, being an encourager, she obviously has an unbelievable personality. She did a great job, and those TikTok references she was making, I had no idea what she was talking about, but the kids were going crazy, and Caroline, she has the ability to captivate a room, and she could be a light in a dark spot. So I think the kids really benefited from her personality.
Well, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll break down the two games that are coming up, get a little preview to the game against Hawaii and Oregon State coming up here on the Women's Basketball Show right after this timeout from Van Wagner.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community, and that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts.
The kick is good!
Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great, it's legendary. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's Bo time.
You're listening to the Liberty Women's Basketball Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Today's show will continue after this 1-minute timeout on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Thousands of our teammates make and deliver 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally. From the heartland to the coast, in big cities and small towns. Our products are moving, and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose, and we love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, this is Alan York, asking you to join the team as a member of the Flames Club. As a Flames Club member, you can make a difference by directly contributing to the success of Liberty Athletics. The Flames Club's mission is to raise the financial support needed to provide our coaches and student athletes with the resources to compete for championships. Membership levels vary and begin at just $75. Some gifts may even be tax deductible. When you join the Flames Club, you're truly investing in champions and championships. Join today at libertyflamesclub.org.
Welcome back into the show where we're here with Coach Alexis Sherard. And Coach, let's turn our attention to what's going to happen on the court here in Maui. And you've got two very good opponents that you're going to be playing. First, Hawaii. They're just coming a couple islands over. They're already adjusted to the time zone. Mm-hmm. They know what it's like to be in paradise. They weren't overwhelmed by going to the beach the last 2 days or anything else. They're not sleeping in their own beds, but they're at least in their own time zone and climate. So that's a challenge to start with. They've got an advantage just because of the location.
Sure.
And they've also got a pretty good basketball team as well. So what's the first thing that stands out in that game?
Well, as you said, I mean, the time change for us will be a challenge, just trying to get adjusted to playing, midnight, 12:30 in the morning for Eastern time. But Hawaii, they have good size, good speed. I mean, obviously that'd be a challenge for us. But I think their coach does a great job. They play inside out. They have some good shooters, some post players that are very versatile. A little similar to Richmond, just because of their style of play. A lot of passing, a lot of cutting. So I think the Richmond game was actually a good preparation game for us going into playing against Hawaii, because very similar just with those off-ball movements. So I think we were able to lock in this week just with regards to their game plan and their strengths. So hopefully we'll be prepared and able to play the right way come Saturday. And
you get less than 24 hours after that, and I know it's good that you know your opponents. It's a classic. It's not you only the winners play, and you don't know who you're going to play until winners and losers play after game one. You know you're going to play Oregon State, which I don't think I explained this in the open, is actually the host of this tournament. Right. I think most people look at the bracket and they go, oh, well, that's a tournament Hawaii's putting on. It's the first time Hawaii's played in this tournament. You've got as much experience playing in this class in this Maui Classic as they do, but they're just, the proximity is an advantage for them. But Oregon State's hosting it, and they have for quite a while now. And that's your opponent on day two, and they pose some issues as well as far as the ability they bring to the basketball court.
I mean, they're an unbelievable program with great tradition. He has unbelievable players. He has great size at every position. They do a great job in transition. So we'll have our hands full. Fortunate these type of classics. We'll be able to see them live in person the game before ours. So, that brings some advantages that we usually don't have. So our team will be able to watch them in person as opposed to usually all we get is film, scout report, paper scout. So I think that will help. But, you got to be prepared to play. You got to be ready to play for 40 minutes. But, those are two very good opponents that will be playing here in Maui, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah, Oregon State is just 2 years removed from going to the Elite Eight.
Right.
They kind of got the wrong side of conference realignment and were pretty much homeless as far as a conference was concerned, ended up in the West Coast Conference. The Pac-12 is coming back, and so they'll eventually be back in the Pac-12, but they've sort of been in limbo status. But even in limbo status, they go into the West Coast Conference and win it last year. So it's not like they lost a lot of players after that Elite Eight run, but they've built back up and made themselves into a, which is unfortunate to say for them, but at least for the last 2 years, they've become a mid-major in that they've moved into a mid-major conference. And so I think a fan might look at it and go, oh, well, they're not as good as they were in the past. They dropped off a little bit, but they were a 14 seed or whatever they were. They go from the Elite Eight to being a 14 seed, but there was a lot more behind the scenes that maybe everyone wouldn't realize. So that program, and they may have lost some players, but they didn't lose the coaching staff, and that's what you were talking about. They've got a solid staff that puts together a great game plan.
Yeah, they do a great job recruiting. I love his style of play. He has great size. I think, the front court, they may have 6'8", 6'5", 6'5", so some big wings. So, that obviously causes some challenges, but, I think our ladies, like I said, we've done a great job just with regards to preparation. We have some practice guys over the holiday break still around that gave some size just to try to assimilate what we'd be seeing over this weekend here in Maui. So we'll see. It should be a good challenge. I think most importantly, our girls, our ladies they're focused, they're locked in, and like I said, ready to play basketball.
So much of these it comes down to, clearly the coaching staff has been thinking about Oregon State, but the players are focused on Hawaii. So everything's talking about Hawaii, and you're locked in on beating Hawaii, and then you've got such a quick turnaround to play that Oregon State game. But they're in the same boat. It's not like they got some advantage there. They haven't played for a week. No, they're going to be turning around in about the same amount of time and playing you guys, and so they're going to have to learn, the players at least, Liberty very quickly. Talk us through that as far as a staff, how you work on that. Do you put a little more focus on that first game as a staff and you go, well, if we get this win, we know we're coming out of here with a victory, and then just let the chips where they fall in the second game?
Well, this is playing back-to-back, especially for this team being a young team, is a huge advantage because obviously in our conference tournament, semifinals, finals to, be NCAA qualifiers back-to-back nights. Now, obviously we'll be more familiar with those teams we're playing in conference, but, the week prior, we're obviously practicing for Hawaii, but, I may know Oregon State may be zoning, or I know they're going to be pressing. So even during the week, we'll work on some press offense, we'll work on some zone offense in anticipation of Oregon. So during the course of the week, we're really preparing. Obviously to the team, I'm only talking about Hawaii, but during the course of practices, I'll be implementing things that I know that we'll see on Sunday as well. So trying to prepare for both teams with only focusing on verbally about Hawaii.
It's almost like subliminal messages about the second game. So we're not talking about the second game, but you don't realize it. But we're working on the second game a little bit in the midst of this. That's a cool inside coaching bit of information that I'll be honest, I don't think everybody probably realized that, but it's a subtle way to we're working on some press offense, or some press, we're pressing a little bit more on defense than we normally do. I wonder why that is. And then all of a sudden in the Oregon State game, it comes out, the bag of tricks. So that's pretty cool. Well, Coach, we're going to kind of shift away from basketball after we take this next time out. We got some special guests coming in. I'm going to let it be a secret. You're not going to find out till we come back from the break. But we'll slide over a little bit, make a little more space out here on the luxurious balcony of the hotel overlooking the Pacific Ocean. And as a matter of fact, and I can't say the names of any of this stuff yet, but I'm gonna have to learn phonetically. But there's an island, and those that can see on the camera, and if you're listening on iTunes, I'll just have to explain it to you. But there's an island that's in the backdrop of where we're sitting right now. That's actually uninhabited. It's the eighth of the large islands in the group of Hawaii, and then there's some other smaller. I don't know what they call them. Inlets or enclaves or whatever they call them, but there's 8 main islands, and that one has nobody on it. It's a nature reserve, and so it's right across from Maui, and you kind of see that in the backdrop. The clouds covering it a little bit, but we're overlooking the Pacific Ocean. We can't ask for a better place to be doing the show, and we got some special guests coming back with us when we get out of this timeout here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels and the Liberty Flames.
Lynchburg Nissan's model year in sales event is on, and the savings are huge. Remaining 25 models are tariff-free and have 0% up to 60 months. Discounts up to $7,100 off MSRP, and new cars starting at $18,950. Lynchburg Nissan is ready to pay up to 130% of fair KBB for your trade, too. We also offer guaranteed credit approval. Inventory is limited and selling fast. Stop by or schedule your appointment at lynchburgnissan.com, home of the million-mile warranty.
You're listening to the Liberty Women's Basketball Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Today's show will continue after this 1-minute timeout on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Rogers Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Plumbing. Your certified Generac backup generator experts. Online at callrogers.com.
The light from a star can take millions of years to reach Earth. So when you look at a star, you're looking back in time. But I see the future. I see exploration and courage. I see my country finding new horizons out there. And I see giant leaps making a comeback. I see myself. The future is where I'll make history.
This message is brought to you by the United States Space Force. More information is available at spaceforce.mil.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 35 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding Medicare, retirement planning, life insurance, the healthcare marketplace, and group insurance benefits. Call Thompson Brooks Insurance at 434-385-8500. That's 434-385-8500, or visit them online at thompsonbrooksinsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
Have you downloaded the Liberty Flames mobile app? If not, what are you waiting for? The Liberty Flames mobile app is your lifeline to Flames athletics. Get the latest news on your favorite teams, find upcoming schedules, buy and download tickets to the next game, listen to podcasts, and hear our online Liberty Flames Sports Network audio broadcasts.
Pass caught into the end zone. Light 'em up. Touchdown, Liberty.
It's all on the Liberty Flames mobile app. Download it for free from your mobile app store today.
To this week's show, a special on-location version of the Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show. As you can tell, if you're listening in on the podcast, we'll just have to describe it to you. But if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see behind us that it's absolute paradise in Maui, Hawaii. And I always enjoy, Coach, we talk all the time about basketball. I like it when we take it off the court a little bit. And we have got a couple of special guests that are with us right now. And you have talked about your children with me over the years, probably even on the air a few times. But now we get an opportunity to actually see the kids. They can spill some dirt on the head coach if they want to. You can spill some dirt on them too if you want as well. But you get some athletes in the family, and I'll let you do the honors of introducing them.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm here with my son Elijah and my daughter Iyana, and I am very happy that they were able to join me on this trip.
Well, I got to start with both you guys, and we'll start with you, Elijah. As far as living at the house with Coach Sherard, tell us something that we don't know, because we see him. We do see him a lot, so I feel like I know you pretty well, but there's got to be something that I don't know.
I feel like a lot of people ask me, like, after the games, if it's like a loss, like if he's grumpy or anything like that, but he's just never really grumpy after a loss, or he's never really upset. He's always just like kind of chill.
Even kill? Who gets the most excited in the family? Wins and losses, record times in a track and field event. We'll get into the track and field here in just a little bit, but who's the emotional one in the family? Handing the mic off.
Yeah, that would be me.
So what? How do you? How do those emotions come out? I guess.
It just depends on the race, on how things go. Sometimes I could be a little angry. I could be a little sad. Sometimes I'm overly excited. Just depends.
So you lighten up the house when you get that time that you're looking for?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I guess we've sort of jumped into the track and field side of it without officially talking about it. So let's do that. Both of you are on the Liberty track and field teams.
Yeah.
Junior, sophomore, is that right? Yeah. So how has that experience gone? Let's start with you, Iyana. What got you into track and field to start with?
What got me into it, my mom asked me to go try out for the team in high school. So I went out and did that, and then kind of just took off from there.
And you competed at Rustburg?
Yes, I did.
Both of you competed at Rustburg. And I don't want to. We got a list of all the accomplishments, and I don't want to embarrass you, but both of you have had some pretty good successes at the high school level and now at the college level. But is there any one thing that kind of stands out as far as a win that you've taken, a team win or an individual win?
For myself, individually, I would say my last race, my junior year, I ran 23.8, and I ranked number 5 in the program history, and that's a pretty good accomplishment for me.
Wow. So both of you, we'll go in, you can start first, but what events do you guys compete in?
I do the 200 and the 400 mainly.
And relays as well?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I do the 200 and 400 as well, along with the relays.
Okay, so you guys basically, you're competing. You're in the same zone. That always reminds me, Coach, of that Reggie Miller, Cheryl Miller story from back when Reggie was in high school, and he'd come home and he'd be all excited. He scored 37 points against the defending state champs, something like that, had 10 rebounds. He's all excited. And he'd say, yeah, I had a great game. Cheryl, how'd you do? Oh, I had a good game too, Reg. Well, what'd you do? Would you get 40? He's like, well, did you get 50? He's like, yeah, well, Dad kept going higher. I got 105, Reg. So did you guys ever have any like friendly competition? I know it's different numbers in the men's and the women's game, but did you guys have any friendly competitions on wins and losses at the house?
No, I wouldn't really say so, especially because in high school I was like mainly basketball and like she was mainly track, and then in college it's really just hard to compare like guys and girls track and field. So yeah.
But still, wins and losses, whoever's got the most on the trophy cabinet, I'm sure there's a little bit of I see Iyana, she's shaking her head a little bit. Do you have a different view of that? Do you guys have any competition at the house?
Sometimes. A very friendly competition, if any. Whoever wins their race, we can brag a little bit, but that's about it.
Coach, give us the real scoop.
Well, I encourage equality and individuality, and they're all winners in my book, whether they win the race, lose the race, first place, last place. we're probably going to go out to eat, celebrate regardless of the result. So I just encourage them to do their best and, cheer for one another.
You mentioned basketball. I imagine if you live in the same house with this guy, you're going to have a basketball in your hands early on in life. Did both of you? I know you played high school basketball. Matter of fact, not trying to embarrass you, but Seminole District Player of the Year, I believe, if I remember right. But did you guys? Well, let's take the serious question first. Did you feel pressure to play basketball because of your dad being a coach and being successful himself in the sport?
No, I didn't feel pressure just because it's just something I always wanted to do since I was like a kid. So it was no pressure to do something that I wanted to do.
Did you play anything else other than basketball and run track?
No, just basketball and track, I believe.
Iyana, did you ever play some hoops?
No. He didn't really force me into that much. He did force me into some basketball camps when I was younger, but after that I kind of steered into my own thing.
Any talents outside of athletics that you guys sing, dance, do comedy? Anything?
No, not really.
Not really? So if we had a talent competition and you had to do something, you had to get up on the stage, what would you choose to do? A little karaoke in the background, anything?
I could do karaoke.
Okay, there you go. All right. What's the go-to song?
I like Bruno Mars. Anything Bruno Mars.
We're not going to put you on the spot, but we'll get Paul to get us a track here in a minute. No, I'm just kidding. We won't put you on the spot. How about you, Elijah? Any hidden talents that we don't know about?
No, I wouldn't really say so if you ask me. Just really sports.
Hidden interest. Maybe talent is a strong word, but anything. Do you guys have any family traditions at the house? Does game night get competitive? Are you playing Uno or spades or anything like that going on?
Yeah, we used to do that when we were in high school because we were all at the house. We used to have like some game nights that were going on. Those were fun. People used to cheat, but
okay. Who's the accusation going to?
She used to cheat a lot, but I couldn't call her out and I'd get in trouble.
That's funny. Well, Coach, in your house with two, budding athletic stars themselves, and you got basketball on your mind all the time. I know you just have to as an assistant coach, now as a head coach. But the encouragement that I guess you gave to them to continue their pursuit, whether it was basketball or something else, how did that go during their growth period?
Well, early on as young kids, as most parents do, at YMCA, we put them in T-ball, we put them in flag football, soccer. But then as they got older, as Elijah said, basketball, kind of his interest peaked there, and it was pretty easy. Iyana, as she said, I put her in the women's basketball camp, brought her a brand new pair of sneakers, pink LeBrons. Uh-oh. I thought she would wear them for, the rest of her middle school, high school, but I think she went to camp for 1 week, and, she just wasn't feeling the basketball life. So as she said, I didn't force her. She kind of went on her own path and did a couple different things, but she kind of gravitated to track and was pretty successful at an early age. My only rule was if you start something, you have to finish it. So in my house, no one was going to be quitting anything in the middle of the season if things got tough or, they didn't like their coach. My only rule was whatever you start, you have to finish, and you're going to play that full season. And fortunate for all of us, they obviously gravitated to track, Iyana to track, Elijah to basketball, and then Elijah picked up track later in his high school years, and they were both fortunate enough to excel in their sport. But they're hard workers. They work hard, pretty disciplined. They gradually learned how to work out and take care of their bodies, and they're eating better. So I'm not surprised that they've been successful individually at their sport.
With Elijah playing basketball, and when you were able to go to his games, was it tough to not have that coaching mindset come out? Because I hear it at our games, and I don't know if it's parents or not. It could just be Liberty fans that are up in the crowd going, "Get down on the low block!" They're screaming out instructions. I'm going, "Come on now, you can't coach from the 10th row." But was it tough for you to watch his games?
No, for me, I just went to the games as I just want to be a spectator. I just want to be a dad. I didn't want to be a coach. I never talked to his high school coach. I didn't give any pointers. I'm not that parent that's yelling in the bleachers. I just go to a game, and it's just an opportunity for me just to kind of sit back, relax, just be entertained by some high school kids playing the game that I love as well. But no, I kind of kept quiet throughout the course of the game. My wife, Jen, she really didn't particularly like the other parents, yelling and, talking about, Elijah or good or bad and different. But I always kept quiet and just tried to enjoy the game.
Well, we've talked in the past to Coach Kerry Green, who recently retired, for those that maybe don't know that. But his wife, Denise, was somewhat famous, and I think she was, I don't know, I may even say she was kind of proud of this, that she was famous for keeping the referees in check. So was Jen the one that kept the referees in check, or was she the calming factor at those games?
I would say she was kind of in the middle. I mean, you could definitely hear her voice. I was not an encourager of that, but obviously, if you know Jennifer, she's kind of beats her own drum. So, but no, she's kind of right in the middle. She'll be yelling encouragement for the kids and, saying her opinion with the officiating. Sometimes she's right, sometimes she's wrong, but, you're right. Yes, dear. So, no, she was kind of right in the midline, just trying to enjoy the game, but she definitely would voice her opinion.
Gotcha. All right, guys, off the court. What are you studying? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm studying criminal justice, and eventually I would like to look into investigations or help kids in that area.
So children's services, that kind of thing? Are we talking big time? CIA, FBI? Do you want to be investigating big time stuff?
Yeah, that was the goal, FBI, CIA, or just helping juveniles, like kids who need help, who don't really have that representation. I would like to be somewhere in that area.
Cool. That's very cool. And how far along? You're a junior now.
I'm a junior.
So you got one more year, and it's out in the real world. Are you going to try to get a master's?
Yes, I am going to try to get a master's.
Okay. Very good. Yep. Very good. All right, Elijah. So, how about you?
I'm in interdisciplinary studies right now, so that's basically just combining two majors. So I'm combining business and sports management. So I'm just studying there right now. It's my first year in this major, so I'm at like 100, 200 level classes right now. But, after college, I want to, still run track. So hopefully to get a contract and something like that. But if I don't, then probably go in some type of realm of coaching.
Talk to us about the professional track and field, because I think, and I'll include myself in this. Now, I have learned more over the years because of Paul Carmody, who's standing behind the camera helping us out today, but he is not only the women's basketball athletics communication person, but also does track and field. So you probably had some conversation with Paul, getting some information over the years too. So I've learned a little bit about professional track and field, but it seems like the money in professional track and field is in Europe. Is that fair to say?
I believe so.
Yeah, so that would probably have you traveling a lot if you made it to that level.
Yeah.
Fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's leading me to my next question. On your questionnaire, it says your favorite vacation spot. And you and your sister have a big time different view on where your favorite vacation spot is. I believe, Iyana, you said Bora Bora. Okay, Bora Bora. Very similar to, Hawaiian Islands, tropical paradise. Elijah, I believe you said the house. That you don't like to travel very much. How come you don't like to travel? Was this tough then, coming this far? Because it was a long trip to get here.
I'd say the travel itself was pretty tough, like all the flights. But obviously being here is great, Obviously it's a blessing, but if it's up to me, I'm more just like a, stay home, chill kind of guy. So
Gotcha. So you'd hope that as many of those track meets would be in the States. I don't know how many you're going to get in Virginia, so that's tough. You might have to move around the country a little bit, but hopefully that works out. So Bora Bora, tell me about it. Why Bora Bora?
I've just seen a lot of pictures, and I've been doing a lot of research on it, and I just think it looks beautiful, and I would love to visit one day.
It seems like and I'm not putting any pressure on you by saying this, it seems like that is a popular honeymoon destination. I've heard a lot of people after they get married kind of go to Bora Bora. So I don't know. I'm not, like I said, and coach looked at, he gave me the side eye. Don't be talking about nothing like that. But, for a future 10, 20, 30 years down the road, whenever that happens, Bora Bora, that might be the honeymoon spot too.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not going to go down that road with anybody, so we'll steer clear of relationships and that sort of thing. But I do want to talk a little bit more about the track and field side, because you both have accomplished a lot, and you still got basically you've got 2 outdoor seasons left. You've got 3 outdoor seasons left. And we'll start with you, Iyana. What would you like to see by the end of your college career? What would you like to accomplish?
By the end of my track career, I would like to accomplish definitely getting my 200 time down. I would also like to start running the 100, 60, like smaller races like that, getting my times down there. But definitely I would like to end the year off being top 3 in program history.
Well, let me ask you one more thing before you hand the mic off. You mentioned that about you run 200, 400. You'd like to get to the 100 and the 60. Now, I'm not a track and field expert at all, but I think of, was it Michael Johnson back in Atlanta, ran the 100 and the 200. So in my head, I always kind of thought, oh, if you run the 100, you run the 200. And did he run the 400? I can't remember. Yes. He ran the 400 as well. So he ran all, okay. So is that a normal combination, 100, 200, 300, or 100, 200, 400, or has that changed? Because that's been a long time ago. That was back in the 90s.
I would say it just depends on your preference, what you're usually best at. Usually if you do run the 100, you would run the 200 as well, but typically the longer sprinters, they would just stick to the 2 and 4, because the 100, you don't really have a lot of time to accelerate.
Gotcha. Yeah, and the 60, that's indoors.
Yes.
Okay. That's the thing that always fascinates me about the indoors is you don't have a lot of deceleration area in some places, and then you see some of these indoor tracks where they just open up a garage door and they're running down and they're gone. They're out in the parking lot. Win, lose, or draw, they're in their car driving home because they're already gone. So that's have you ever had any interesting, funny things happen at a track meet like that? Somebody stumble out onto the track. I might have been accused of that a couple of times. You don't realize a race is going on and some photographer's all of a sudden in your lane. Have you ever had anything wild happen at a meet?
So with the 60, we have like high jump mats at the end of the 60 finish line. So when the runners run past the finish line, they'll run into the mats. But we've had a guy jump over the mat and hit one of our workers.
Oh my gosh!
Tackle him, yeah.
Wow. There have been some viral videos that have come out of the Liberty Indoor Track and Field Complex in the last year and a half with baton violence, and So sometimes track and field can you don't think of it being a contact sport, but especially with those relays, and when you're running the relays, you're in tight quarters, and sometimes if both of the lead-in runners are coming about the same time, you're kind of having to jockey for a little space. It's like boxing out, trying to get a rebound because you want to be the first one to get that baton and take off. Have you ever had to kind of, throw a chicken bone out or something like that?
Yeah, I definitely have. At least the first half of the race, maybe just to get out, but after that, it's pretty much smooth.
That's cool. Elijah, how about you? You've got some time to work with here, but what are some goals that you got for yourself?
I'd say I definitely want to win conference. I didn't do that last year. I got 3rd. So I'd say I want to win conference. And then by the end of my collegiate career, definitely either win nationals or get at least top 3 nationals.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice goal. All right, I'm going to give you guys both a chance to brag on your sibling for a second. So you got the mic, so you can start it out. But tell me something about your sister that maybe she would not tell us because she's too modest to talk about it.
Track wise, or just in life? Just
life, whatever you got. If it's track, if it's life.
I'd say it all kind of combines. She's more on the quiet side, but I feel like she's a top 3 person that I know that you could go to for a good conversation, and that'll give you good advice and be down to earth with you, I should say.
That's cool.
For him, I'm gonna talk about track wise. His freshman year, he got top 3 in conference, and I think that's a really great acknowledgement for him, because not a lot of freshmen are doing that.
What about life?
In life,
he's got some good hair.
he does have great hair. Yeah.
You guys both do. You guys got the hair on lock. No doubt about it. How does the beach? No, this is just me, my silly brain. Has the humidity here? Has it affected it? Are we bigger? Are we tighter? Like how does this weather affect your hair?
Humidity definitely affects it. I usually just tie it back just because it's so big after being outside for so long.
Yeah, I mean, I can't compete, but even my hair, like I came in from the beach. We went to the beach yesterday. I came in and it looked like I had 3 heads of hair. I mean, I was out here. I had that welcome back Cotter hair, and you guys aren't gonna have any idea. You can Google that later. But so I was a sweat hog after yesterday. Well, Coach, I'm gonna give you a chance now. You can brag on your kids for a couple of minutes. You don't usually get a chance to do that in front of everybody, and I know you do privately, and I'm sure you do to them. But here's a chance to tell the folks.
Sure. Well, I would say for Iyana, she has a very loving, giving heart. I mean, I noticed that when she was young, I would take both of them up to New York City just to get out of Wards Road, get out of Lynchburg a little bit, taking my families up in New Jersey, so we'd go into the city. And, there would be homeless people, and Iyana would always want to give them money. Go up to them and give them. I said, well, Iyana, we just got to be careful, dangerous things happen in the city. But, just that loving, giving heart, she's had that from young. And as Elijah alluded to, just a good sounding board type of person, good advice, great encourager, very, very caring. And just with regards to Elijah, he's he's kind of the jokester, if you will. He also has a good heart, very competitive. I think he's a very quiet, inner competitive type of person. He wants to do well, but he as well, just he likes his friends to do well as well. His roommate is also on a track team, and I think he's a very good encourager. And I know he's helping out some fellow teammates just with track, their technique and so forth. So he's trying to give back to the community, give back to his old friends that are even back in high school currently.
That's awesome. All right, before I let you go, I know we're sitting here in a tropical paradise right now, and the ocean is crashing behind us, and the little breeze blowing through, and it's a business trip, and we talked about that already. There's some big challenges ahead as far as what's going on the basketball court. But we're going to be leaving here in a few days, going from paradise back to some, I'm sure, cold temperatures and Christmas time, though. It's Christmas time. And how much do you guys love Christmas time? And are there any family traditions? And we'll start with you, Coach, and let the kids jump in, too. But any family traditions that you guys are looking forward to?
Well, Christmas is, I would say, with regards to us, Iyana's probably the biggest Christmas person. Just with regards to family tradition, I think early on, I wasn't really a big shopping gifts type of person, so I used to give the kids shopping sprees for Christmas, and I think they enjoyed that. But as they got older, we started gravitating toward the gifts, and they even wanted surprises. So I wasn't really a big surprise person. I'd rather get what they want and make sure I have everything correct, so I'm not returning anything. But I think the last couple of years I've done a couple of surprise gifts for them, and but it's a time just for us to spend time together. With our busy schedules, we're always on a run with these guys. I have to schedule, dinner dates with them because, our schedules are just so conflicting. So with regards to Christmas, we just try to spend time, whether we're locally. Sometimes we go up to New Jersey, spend some Christmas with my two older brothers. But usually just some family time, quiet time, and just for us to be together.
So, Iyana, you're the Christmas person. You got the Christmas. When do you start the Christmas music?
October.
So, yeah, like October 1st or after Halloween?
October 1st.
October 1st. Yeah, you may be the earliest one I've heard so far. That's pretty good. Elijah, how about you? You get any Christmas songs on your Spotify list?
Not necessarily. Just really, I don't.
Last little quick one. What are some Christmas traditions that you two are looking forward to?
With us, we always read the Bible before we open our gifts, and I think that's a nice Christmas tradition we always do. We'll have dinner together, and I always look forward to that.
Yeah, I'd say that, or either when we go up to New Jersey and see our cousins, or we go to Charlottesville with our mom and see our cousins on that side as well.
Very good. Does everybody get their shopping done? You're ready to go for Christmas?
Shopping like for others, like to give gifts?
Yeah. Yeah, the gift-giving part of Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah. Good to go? Both of you good to go? I don't believe you're ready quite yet, are you?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, all right. Well, you're in a beautiful place. There's some great, gifts here. There's, you can get everybody a grass skirt. You can get everybody's. They got some excellent candies here and cookies and things like that. So, definitely, yeah. We could spend some time. I can show you the mall up the road here. If you need any last minute gifts, they've got the hair care and the skin care and all the Hawaiian, you look like a native kind of stuff. So if you need any help, just let me know and we'll go. Sounds so metrosexual, but we'll go on a little shopping spree ourselves, Coach.
Just as long as it's done before the 25th. All fair, all game is fair.
Sounds good. Well, this has been so much fun talking to you guys. Thanks for coming in and doing this. I know sometimes it's not everybody's most fun thing to do is getting on the camera and talking on the radio, but we certainly appreciate it. And we'll be following along with the track and field season coming up. I know you're in indoor right now. I think it's a lull at the moment, but indoor is going on until probably end of February or so, and then outdoor starts up in March. So, yeah, we'll follow along and see how you guys do. Thanks for coming on.
All right, thank you for having us.
Yeah. All right, Coach, last word before we shut off the show and go play some basketball. I know, we've talked about it being a business trip, but it's pretty nice. Any thoughts of, how quick can you schedule another trip to Maui?
Well, no, it is a business trip, but, we try to keep things in perspective. I mean, for me, it's a blessing to have my family here. I want to say this is probably our first, definitely the biggest trip just with regards to my job, just being able to bring the family. So that has been tremendous. The facilities, all the hospitality has been professional, top-notch. The team has been disciplined. We try to have fun when it's time to have fun, lock in when it's time to practice. But just with regards to organization, everything's been going smoothly. We haven't had any issues. So just thank God for safe travels and just a great trip. And we're looking forward to the games starting tomorrow.
Sounds good. That's Friday and Saturday here. It's Saturday in Lynchburg. It's confusing, but there's a 5-hour time difference. So the first game against Hawaii is technically on Saturday. It's just after midnight Saturday morning. And then the game against Oregon State is at 11 p.m. Saturday night back on the East Coast. So get a little coffee and stay up late, and we'll give you the call of the game. You can go to libertyflames.com and follow along. Go to get the Liberty Flames app, or you can go on YouTube or Facebook and watch the games there as well. Until we talk again from Paradise, this is Jamie Hall saying so long and God bless.
You've been listening to the Liberty Women's Basketball Show with Head Coach Alexis Sherard on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Today's show has been presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking with Freedom First today. The Liberty Flames Women's Basketball Show has also been brought to you by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's Bo time. Carter Bank. Life lived full. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices, nobody. Rogers Heating and Cooling, servicing Greater Lynchburg's HVAC and electrical needs. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. And by the United States Space Force. Liberty Flames Basketball is an exclusive presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.